Hey guys, happy Monday to everybody. So I've gotten quite a few requests to do a bridal inspired look with the Urban Decay Make It 3 palette. So that's what I did on my right eye today. I'm going to show you how to recreate it on my left eye. So the rest of my makeup is all completely done, and I'll tell you what I have on the rest of my face at the end of this video. And then I'll also kind of tell you the products that I would use on an actual client, because they're different from what I use on a daily basis. So yeah, there will be a few differences, but I just want to kind of give you guys a sense of what you could do with this palette that would be wedding day appropriate, either for a bride or even a bridesmaid. Now, for bridal looks, most of my clients really tend to lean towards the really neutral and natural eye looks. Like, they don't want anything even remotely smoky. They don't want anything that looks over the top or ridiculous in any kind of way. I'm not sure what it is, but I just tend to attract clients that normally don't wear makeup, and they want something that basically looks like themselves, but like a more polished version, which is what I think most people should go for anyway. You know, occasionally I'll get the bride who is kind of like myself, where she tends to go a little bit over the top every day, and she's looking for something even more over the top for her wedding day. I love getting those clients every once in a while because they're just fun, but definitely my bread and butter is the bride that doesn't want to look like they are wearing a ton of makeup. So the Naked 3 palette is perfect for that because there are so many neutrals in here. Now, what I created on my right eye here is probably even more colorful or more bold than what most of my clients would even want. So if that gives you a sense of like the neutralness that I normally deal with, it's very easy if you are one of those really neutral people to tone this down even further, because well, I'll just kind of tell you when we get to that point. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So you're going to need the Naked 3 palette, or colors that are very similar to what I'm going to be using in here. And the first thing I'm starting out with is I already have primer on my eye. If this is your wedding day, please wear a primer. If you don't normally wear one, go invest in a primer, because it's going to make the biggest difference, especially if you're getting married during the summertime and it's hot out. You want your shadows to stay all day long. So I have the Too Faced Shadow Insurance on my eyes right now. And I'm going to start with the color Strange, which is the very first color here. And you'll have to excuse my painfully dry hands. I haven't put lotion on yet. So I'm putting that on a fluffy brush. Just any fluffy brush that you have works great. And I'm going to apply that all over the eye area, essentially as a base. So take that all the way up underneath your brows and blend that in. And the reason that you're doing this is because it's going to help you blend the rest of the colors. Putting down a shadow base really helps when you apply your crease color and you're looking to really blend and diffuse that to make it look as natural as possible. It just helps that blending process along. So I'm essentially putting that all over the eye area, a little bit underneath whatever's left on your brush. Then I'm going to go in with the color Limit, which is this very neutral pinky beige color right here. And I'm just using a flat shader brush. And I'm going to be putting that all over my lid area up into the crease. Now I'm doing what's appropriate for my eye shape, so I have a decent amount of lid space. Some people have way more lid space, some people have even less. So you're just going to apply it to whatever lid space you have up into your crease area. So all the way out to the outer corner, just sort of patting, making sure that you're getting that really worked into your lid. Next, I'm going to take a blending brush. This is the Sigma blending brush. If you have MAC, Crown brush, whatever. You're basically looking for kind of a fluffier, brush with longer bristles that you can use to deposit color in your crease. So then I'm going to go in with the color Nooner, which is essentially just a darker version of Limit that we just put on our lid. So you're going to take that onto your blending brush, tap off some of that excess, and then proceed to put it in your crease. So concentrate the majority of the color in the outer part of your crease. So really put that color down out there. And then work it in the rest of the way. My nose is running. That's embarrassing. Am I even still in frame? This is why I don't do tutorials very often. I don't really have the best setup for it. Okay, but hopefully you guys can at least get a sense of what I'm doing here. Okay, so once you have most of that down, go ahead and just wipe off the excess. I just have a clean towel in front of me. And then I'm going to use that same brush to blend that out even further as we're going up towards the outer portion of your eyebrow. You're really going to want to diffuse this, especially if you're one of those brides that just wants everything to look super, super natural. So blending is going to be key. Okay, now I'm taking a pencil brush. This is just one from Sigma. It's an E30. And I'm going to go in with the color Nooner, which is the color that we just used in our crease. And I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. Again, I'm concentrating the majority of the color on the outer portion, but then working it in. Make sure that you are connecting it in the outer corner. So for the most natural look, I would stop here and not do the next step, but I tend to like a little bit more of a dramatic eye. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with the color Dark Side, which is this second to the last color here. And I'm going to put a little bit of that onto my blending brush, not too much. Tap off the excess. And I'm going to take that directly into my crease. Again, just really depositing the majority of the color on the outer portion directly in the crease and then working it up. What would probably happen is if this was like a trial for a bridal client of mine, I would do this exact look. And then the day of, they would tell me to step it down a notch. Because they'll really like it at the trial, but once they like wear it for a while and see themselves in the mirror, they're just like, oh, it's still too much. So different from like my attitude towards makeup, which is so funny why like the majority of my clients are those people, but whatever. It's easy enough to do a nice neutral, natural look. Again, you can deepen this if you're more of like the dramatic bride, or keep it really light. Very easy to do, and my eyes watering. Great. Okay, I think I'm getting sick, which is awesome. All right, so once you have something that looks like this, you're gonna go ahead and take that original fluffy brush that you used to put down the color Strange. You're gonna pick up a little bit more of that Strange color, just a tiny bit. And then you are going to work on diffusing this outer portion of your crease here so that it looks like a gradient going up. You really want that to look nice and natural. I hate harsh lines, especially in bridal makeup. Okay. Once you're happy with the blending, and I think that I am at this point, with the exception of the watering. Ugh. I'm totally getting sick. That's awesome. Okay, now you're going to apply your liner. So the liner that I did on my eyes is just kind of what I normally do for myself. So it's thinner on the inner corner and then it sort of goes out thicker. I don't like to do a winged liner on myself. I just don't think it looks right, but a lot of times I'll do it on clients because they kind of like the effect and they don't normally do winged liner. So, but I'm just going to show you what I did. So it's just a lot thicker on the outer corner. It helps with a little bit of a cat eye effect without having to do the actual wing. Okay, so what I'm using, this is just a favorite. I need to actually grab one of these for my professional kit as well because this is so neutral. This is like the perfect liner for everybody. This is the Sephora 8-hour wear, I think it's actually 12-hour wear, jumbo liner pencil. It's just one of their jumbo pencils from the Sephora collection. And this is in the color Dark Taupe Shimmer. This is absolutely perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And let me get my mirror a little bit closer here. I'll try to stay out of the way of the camera, but no promises. So I start at the outer corner and sort of build it up. Look on the other side to make sure that it's not higher than the other side. And then I go in, but I'm starting to thin it out as I go towards the middle of my lash line. Now these jumbo pencils are not the easiest to work with. I prefer them just because they're easy for me, but I would probably recommend a thinner pencil if you're not used to working with these jumbo pencils. Unfortunately, I don't think they make this color in just their regular liners, but they should because I would buy 8. I love this liner. Okay, so once you have that general shape there, I'm just taking a Smashbox number 33 smudger brush, and I'm going to smudge out this liner a little bit. This is actually a shadow pencil, so it stays smudgeable for a little bit, but eventually it is going to set. So it is important to work somewhat quickly. As you're doing this, you may notice a little bit of fallout, some flakes that are falling down from the liner as well as possibly from your shadow. So you're just going to brush that away at the end. Again, you're working down that really thin line at the end here. And then I take whatever is left and I go along my lower lash line. So just that little bit of leftover liner that's on there is enough to add a little bit of definition to the outer corner of your lower lash line. And you're not adding a ton more product that way. And what I like about this particular shadow pencil is that it is waterproof. So with the Waterworks, it's really helpful with that. It's not going to smudge all over the place. Okay, now I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to brush away that excess. Okay, at this point I'm going to go ahead and apply my mascara, and then when I come back I'll tell you what I have on the rest of my face, and also tell you like the products that I would specifically use on brides. So right back. Yay, it's all done. So here is the finished look. So really it's nothing terribly fancy, but it's just a great sort of more polished step up from an everyday kind of look. So I really think that this would be a beautiful look for a wide variety of skin tones, eye colors, comfort levels. Again, there are ways to tone it down even further if you're one of those brides that just absolutely does not want to have too much of a dramatic eye going on their wedding day, and I completely understand that. I do. So eliminating the dark side in the crease, which is sort of the last crease color that I used, is really going to help this look even more neutral and natural, if that makes sense. Now, on a bride who really wants a more natural look, I would not apply false lashes. I would just apply mascara and then just a couple of individual lashes on the outer portion, and I would actually use the short. And that would just be to add a little bit more volume if I felt like she needed it. But with a lot of my clients, they don't even want the false lashes, which I'm always like, oh, come on, you know, it's your wedding day. Like, do something kind of fun and glamorous, but whatever, not my wedding day. So I'm going to tell you what I have on the rest of my face and then tell you what I would use actually on my clients, so what I have in my kit. So for my base today, I did use the Sarah McNamara Miracle Skin Transformer in Light. I used my Laura Geller Balance and Brighten in Fair. And I just used that all over to even my skin tone out. For contouring, I used my NYX blush in Taupe, if I can open it. The blush was a combination of the Kat Von D Everlasting Face Shaper Blush in Bellissima, and this is just a little sample that I have. And I mixed that with my L'Oreal Feel Natural Blush in Marvelous, which is this guy here. These are discontinued. I'm sure you can find something similar. Anyway, I just like the combination of these two. I think it created a really pretty natural color. For my eyebrows today, I used my Anastasia Perfect Brow Pencil in Blonde, as well as my MAC Omega powder. This is actually an eyeshadow, but I use this as a brow powder. I use this also on a lot of blondes because it's like the perfect ashy blonde neutral brow powder. On my lashes, I used the Lash Domination from Bare Minerals in Intense Black. And on my lips, so I went with Sugar Plum, and this is a Revlon Color Burst lip butter, and this is like a purpley shade. And to top it, I went with Creme Brulee NYX Butter Gloss, which is actually, you can see. So it just provided a nice pinky, purpley, nude, neutral lip. Didn't use a lip liner or anything. I did do just a tiny bit of highlighting down the center of my nose, nothing dramatic, just to thin my nose out a little bit, and I used the Benefit What's Up, which is a cream highlighter. Now for my brides, I use Dinair Airbrush Foundation because I tend to find that the wear is really great throughout the entire wedding day. I can add, you know, dewiness and highlight where I want to, but I think that it provides a really nice blank canvas, and typically underneath I will either use the Smashbox BB Cream or Smashbox Photo Finish primer in the light formula, so not the more silicone-y one, the white primer from Smashbox. For blush, I would probably use something from MAC because most of my blushes in my kit are from MAC. Probably Breath of Plum is maybe what I would choose for this particular eye look. Lips, most of my lipsticks are from MAC. I've just depotted all of them and put them into little pill boxes, which doesn't look super professional, but I actually like that better than a lot of like the lipstick depotting cases that you can buy. I just find I can get more of the lipstick into the little pill boxes because I normally buy the bigger ones. And I would probably just use, I don't know, I think what I would probably go with is Blankety. So just kind of a nice pinky neutral nude. And then I would probably just use a gloss over top, maybe something like the big, bold, plumping lip gloss from NYC and Marvelous. So I actually am going to grab a couple of these for my kit. I really love this. I just see it being so pretty on so many different bridal looks. So I need to grab a couple of these from Walmart the next time that I'm out and throw them in my kit. And contour, I would actually use Benefit Hoola because that's what I have in there. But once I run out of Benefit Hoola, which is gonna be like probably another year or so before I run out of that, I am going to start using the NYX Blush and Taupe just because I think it's even more flattering than Hoola, and it provides such a natural contour for the vast majority of people. For people that tend to need a little bit more of like a warm contour, I use Harmony from MAC on those people. So I think that's pretty much it. Oh, brow powder. I do have MAC Omega, and then I also have the different brow kits from Urban Decay, so those little boxed brow things. So I use those quite a bit. And they have the wax in there as well, which is sometimes helpful with people that have unruly brows. So that's it. That is my neutral, bridal appropriate eye look using the Naked 3 palette. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Definitely leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.